19 years ago today, this woman, Michelle Henri, was reported missing. No one has seen her since before January 24th of 2004. She left behind two small sons. For the first time tonight, one of those sons is speaking to KY3 about what happened. Marina Silva has a closer look into the mystery in tonight's Ozarks Unsolved.
A detective here at the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office has been looking into Michelle Henri's case for years. They were notified in January of 2004 that nobody had seen her in a few days. She told her ex-husband and their two young sons she was going to stay in Kansas City for a few days, but detectives say she never made it.
She had set us down on the couch, told us that she loved us, and she was going to go stay with a friend for a little while.
That was the last time Bailey Crossland saw his mom, Michelle Henri. She was living with her ex-husband and sons in a cabin just off of Route 17 outside of Waynesville.
It's just a foggy memory.
Michelle was one of four sisters, all very close.
Michelle was a great mom. I remember she was the first one in our family to have a baby. And I was like, I want to be just like her. Like, she's such a good mom.
Michelle's sister, Melissa, lives in Florida. They spoke pretty often. That's why Melissa thought it was odd when she hadn't heard from her sister in weeks.
I immediately knew something was wrong. And we didn't have cell phones back then. So it was kind of like, you're calling, no answer, which, made everybody very nervous.
Melissa called her sister's ex, Johnny Crossland, who said he hadn't heard from her in a few days. He reported Michelle missing.
She didn't take her purse. She didn't take anything with her.
Pulaski County Detective Doug Reno wasn't the first investigator on the case, but he's been looking into it for the past 10 years.
It possibly bothers me at times, but it bothers me more that her mother, her sister, and her children don't have an answer. Because, I can only imagine if one of my children were missing and not know where they were.
Michelle was a respiratory therapist. Her license hasn't been renewed. There are no driver's licenses in her name, no deposits into her Social Security account. Detectives have entered her DNA into a national database in case there are any hits.
That DNA for her children were taken, and that's a continuous run through a database of CODIS to see if it comes up anywhere else. But other databases takes a little more work, and you've got to have something to compare it to.
In hopes of one day finding her, Melissa just knows something happened.
I just feel like they won't ever find her.
I have the suspicion that she got in the wrong crowd and something may have happened.
And her son Bailey has one thing he wants his mom to know.
She's got a grandson on the way.
Detective Reno told me that in 2016, they were actually able to get a best case fingerprint for Michelle, and that was entered into national databases as well. Now, Bailey told me that for him and his brother, it's been really hard growing up without their mom, knowing all the things she has missed. Again, leading us all to question what happened to Michelle Henri. For Ozarks Unsolved, I'm Marina Silva, KY3 News.